Hey guys, so title is not clickbait. Obviously this is not Star Citizen. This is a video about why there will not be a episode 2 to Star Citizen 3.7. And just a couple days ago I uploaded a video where we did a mission playthrough in Star Citizen 3.7, the new patch that has come out. And honestly, that mission went pretty well, and it seemed to work great. However, everything after that has not worked at all. I was able to do a couple of the bounty hunter missions, but that's it. A lot of the ones with the bigger payoff, like the ones that you get from Twitch, where you're supposed to go and pick up some drugs from this underground base, hasn't worked out. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what I think about the current Star Citizen production schedule, or how the development is going, and that is why we're in Minecraft. Not technically Minecraft, but Feed the Beast. Essentially the same thing, but with mods, right? So Minecraft came out, and they had an official release some years ago, but for a while they were in various stages of alpha and beta testing without having a full release. Yet, during those times, there was still playable content in the form of those alphas and betas, and so their development has been in some ways similar to what Star Citizen is attempting to do. And there's some things that I think Minecraft has done a lot better than Star Citizen. Now, I understand that these games are in no way the same. I know that there's a lot to do with the scale of Star Citizen that makes it a difficult game to develop. But the fear that I have about Star Citizen is we see all these attempts to add content to the game, but we still don't have a very stable game to play in. And the perfect example is that Twitch mission that I was trying to do, where you're supposed to go acquire the maze from the underground base. That mission would be great, and I would love to finish it. My expectations going into that base were, oh boy, there's going to be a bunch of bad guys down beneath, and so I got to be on my guard, got my gun out, I'm gonna shoot these NPCs, and it's gonna be great, right? I was excited to finish that mission. When I got down to the bottom, though, then there's no NPCs spawning, and the objective that I'm supposed to pick up is also not there. And so that is what makes the game so frustrating currently for someone like me. You can have all the content in the world, but if I don't get to play it, it doesn't mean anything to me. So while you're designing these great missions and adding these new characters, if I'm not able to play with the content that it already exists, I don't care about the new content you're adding, because I still won't have an enjoyable experience. So my thoughts are, let's abandon trying to add content for a bit, and let's get the core technology working. And instead of splitting the resources, trying to do both at the same time, where you have some people developing content and other people working on the core technology, let's put all hands on deck and get these things like server object container streaming working, and the server meshing, and all these other things that are supposed to improve performance and stability. And once those are really polished, then we can focus on adding more content. And so that's what kind of brings us back to the Minecraft thing, because they had their various stages of alpha and beta. It gets to a point where the game is somewhat stable, and they have their official release, right? That doesn't mean that they've stopped putting out content. Here I'm playing in 1.12 because that's what this Feed the Beast pack plays on. But there's been 1.13, there's been 1.14, and 1.15 is coming out soon. And they're just constantly adding more and more content. I mean, we're even looking as far as 1.16, and we know that there's going to be huge changes there too. And so Minecraft has been able to maintain its player base and keep it expanding by doing that development. And by keeping the game working well, fixing bugs as they come up. Some obviously quicker than others, but underneath it all, there's still a game that you can enjoy that is playable, even if maybe it's not up to par with what you want for content yet. I feel like Star Citizen would have a much better chance of retaining a higher player base as far as active players go if we weren't constantly battling with things like server desyncs or server disconnects or mission objectives not spawning or the NPCs breaking or the AI not working correctly or ship combat being wonky because the NPCs aren't shooting at you or they're rubber banding out of control and so you can't shoot at them. These issues really hamper the ability to enjoy the Star Citizen experience. But as you saw in the video that I just released, when Star Citizen does work well, it is a really fun game. I still think that travel times are way too long because, I mean, even when things work well, travel is more than 50% of what you're doing. You know, and the other small parts are split up into, well, traveling to your ship, traveling to the landing bay, traveling to the mission objective, or looking for the objective. You know, there's a lot of idle time in Star Citizen, but that's an issue for another day. If the game were stable, we could start ironing those out, but the problem is the game is not stable. And I know that they're in alpha, so it's rude to hold an alpha game to the standards of like a full released game. But you know what? It's been in development for 7 years now. Or no, actually, it's been longer because it started its development in 2007, right? Someone can fact check me in the comments. They started their development in 2007. So how long have we been waiting for a stable game? And I understand that they're an independent developer. I understand that a game like this has never been attempted. But, I mean, come on. If they started in 2007, we're now talking 12 years. 12 years is plenty of time to get something going. And it should be a lot more stable than what we currently have. So that's my little soapbox, my little rant. If you agree with me, go ahead and post it down in the comments. If you disagree, go ahead and do the same. Let's have a conversation about this. And I mean, we're all vested in this, right? We're all paying for this game that will eventually come out. I think we should start talking about what we think should change. I mean, we're the ones that are paying for this project after all. Do we want them to keep splitting their forces and working on content and working on the issues at the same time, or do we want to get full steam ahead like I suggest to get these issues fixed and then worry about content? And go ahead and post your thoughts down in the comments. But that is why I will not be playing 3.7 anymore. It's just too much of a headache. I will check in when 3.8 comes out, and until there's a stable state of the game, that's probably what I'll do. Is I'll do like one mission as each patch comes out, and then you won't hear any Star Citizen content from me again until they get the game working stably. This is Oddjob Entertainment, signing off.